Income tax department is collect information about the financial activities of all citizens of India, Indian citizens, 2004 onwards. That is started with 6 sectors: purchase of property, credit card payment, bank cash deposits. So 6 sectors only, and investment in shares more than 1 lakh, investment in bonds. This is the sectors covered by. Now it is now this is called annual information return. So after this government came, this is 20 years. From 2014, 10 years onwards, the government expanded its information centers to nearly more than 30, 35, 36 also. So all major transactions are covered by the annual information return to be filed by all the regulators. This is called Statement of Financial Transactions (SFT). For every 6 months, these covered organizations or entities or regulators has to file with the Income Tax Department 6 months once. Means April to September in the month of October, and October to March in the month of April. This is the activity everyone has to file. Every regulator has to file. Disbursing officer, stock exchange, demat account holders, mutual funds, banks, property registers, everything has to file the details to Income Tax Department. So now what is happening is, there are many cases where the purchase doesn't have PAN number. They doesn't need PAN number because there is no income. Whereas the property transactions have more value, but there is no income, sufficient income. They need not have, because they did not file the returns, they doesn't have PAN cards also. They means these people who doesn't have income, but they are purchasing properties, huge value. How they are getting money? So it means they are benami of somebody else. Means the money paid by somebody else, but in the name of the owner. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't have income. He doesn't have source, but only he will give Aadhaar number and property gets registered. Means how to track this benami assets. So Income Tax Department is asking for to trace and track benami deals and benami assets. The CBDT panel, Central Board Direct Tax panel, has requested for Aadhaar and registries access to unmask hidden owners. Means the result by Income Tax Department asking for the authority, means access to the registration department and all other regulators which are providing information in Statement of Financial Transactions to trace and track benami deals. Means the persons who doesn't have income, the persons who have low activities but purchasing crores worth properties, means they are considered as benami of somebody else. Or they are slum dwellers, means poor people living in small places or living in small poor situations, but they are purchasing poor laborers in villages, and they are purchasing crores of property for the benefit of the real owners who provided the money. For this purpose, to track the source, identity, and asset, and to the person to trace the person who has paid the money. So for this purpose, the Income Tax Department is asking for the access with the registration department, property registers, and transport department to know the owners of vehicles who are using means they are using. Some people are very poor people, that doesn't have income, that doesn't have income tax returns, but they are owning 50 lakhs, 1 crore worth vehicles. How can they run the vehicles without income? So Parivahan data, this is called Parivahan data, driving licenses, ownership vehicles, and all these are possible only when the access is given to Income Tax Department about the registration and regulators. And this is the purpose is to trace the benami owners of the properties purchased in the name of small or poor people who doesn't have source of income, who doesn't have PAN numbers also. In another sector, the Income Tax Department wants information about is dummy directors. There are many shell companies in which the activities there are no real activities, but on paper transactions will be there. There will be directors, but they are dummy. Somebody will look after the activity in the name of this name. And also, majority of the shareholders doesn't have income tax returns, they doesn't file returns, but they are having invested a crores of rupees, and they don't file income tax returns, but they have loans. All these are creating lot of suspicion to the income tax department. See, unaccounted transaction, further illegal transactions that will lead to disturbance, unethical, antisocial elements, anti-national elements also. So every transaction, many at least last transactions should come under the net of the accounted transactions. Accounted transaction means income disclosed and tax has been paid by the person who has earned the money, meaning owner of the property. All illegal transactions are not unaccounted transactions, but all unaccounted transactions are to trace the person who is the real owner who has paid the money, but purchased in the name of a person who doesn't have any source of income, doesn't have any income, no PAN number. The income tax department is asking for access to inside Aadhaar database of the state government as well as the property registration, all these details. And Aadhaar automation like PAN number, bank accounts, property purchases, and demat accounts are also to be linked. That information may be made available to the accessible to the income tax department. And this is what happening is when the property value is less than 30 lakhs, they need not have they need not give PAN number. They can give only Aadhaar number. And many of the property transactions are carried on with the name of Aadhaar only, not with PAN number. If the value is less than 30 lakhs, the income and registration office need not ask for PAN number. But now what the government is saying that no, every property transaction should be with Aadhaar as well as PAN number. Also in shares transactions, deposits. For every financial asset, the government is asking for PAN card. If only you have PAN card, you do the financial transaction. Otherwise, not. Not allowed to do that. If there is a privacy concern is there, the income tax department asking only for viewing the data, need not have copy of it. So that will give the addresses, tries that can make this information will make the income tax department to trace and track owner in whose name the property is purchased or invested. This will give lot of access to the identifying the Benamida, and Black Money Act is there. To track Prevention of Money Laundering Act, Black Money Act, and Benami Properties Prohibition Act. All these are to highlight, to trace the Benami Properties Act. And one more, income tax is also there are provisions to levy tax as unexpaid cash investment if it is unaccounted money is credited to the bank account of the account holder. See, is it possible? Is it sufficient? No, it is not sufficient. The income tax department is asking all the states to provide mandatorily all the login rights for downloading property documents. Means every person who is the owner, his document details should be available with the income tax department.